My screen is screen is visible to all?
Yes.
So shall we start? Okay, so today's session is related to the patent drafting, more specifically related to the paper 2. Right. So in the paper 2, they are asking the two drafting exercise. One is for the claim drafting, a title, claim, and abstract, and another question is related to the whole the patent drafting. So today we will, in general, we are learning about the patent drafting, which covers the claims, abstract, as well as the whole the patent drafting, right? After that, we will, me and Hamaxi will share you the some of the examples to do the drafting by your own self in the weekdays also. So we will share you some of the patents copy with you, and based on that, you have to draft the claims. And after that, we will share you the one or two of the whole the patent drafting related exercise, right? So in that, the patent filing, including the pre-filing requirements. What are the pre-filing if you want to file the patent filing? Then in that, one of the requirement is the Form 2, that is known as the complete specification or the provisional specification that we have to draft. So that drafting of the Form 2, that is known as the patent drafting. Then in that also the claim drafting is a much more crucial step. So claim drafting, this will be covered in this presentation. Other than that, one more presentation will be there that will details more details about the claim drafting. So main first, what are the pre-filing requirements? If any invention you want to file for a patent, so what are the pre-requirement for that? So you require the name and address of the applicants and the inventors. These all the requirement or all the required details will be helpful to prepare a various forms for the patent application. Then title of the inventions, prior search report, description of the invention, claims in case of if you are directly filing complete specification or you are filing the provisional to complete, then at the time of the complete specification, claims are required. Then abstract, and if any drawings are there, then drawings are also there. So by using the basic details of the name and address of the applicant, inventors, titles, by that way you can prepare a form 1, 3, 5, and 26. And if any education institute will be there, then or the startup, then the form 28. Other than that, is all the things from the title to drawings are required in the form 2 drafting or the provisional or the complete specification drafting. This title will be required for the all the form preparation. Then prior art search report will be required if you will find out some of the relevant prior art relevant to your invention or the research work. So you can add those prior art into the background of invention section of the form 2. Then the description of the invention, whole the detailed description from the day 1, from where the invention will be started or the research will be started to the last day. So all the data we have to keep with us. Based on that, we have to formulate those data into the different segments of the form 2. Then the claim, that is the main part of the patent application that defines the boundary. We can say that it's the heart of the patent application. So that the claim drafting is a much more crucial step than abstract, which gives the basic summary about the patent application. And the purpose of to provide the abstract is whenever any person is doing the prior art search, so in that they can find out whether that particular patents obtained that is relevant to the particular invention or the research or not. So first they will check the title, and after that, if based on the title, if they are feels that okay, this patent is little bit relevant from the title, so they will read the abstract, and based on that, they will get the idea whether it's relevant or the not. And the drawings, if any engineering related invention will be there, so in that multiple drawings are there. So the drawings we have to provide as to fulfill the requirement of the patent application, but the drawings will be provided in the separate separate drawing sheets. They are not covered into the form 2. That is a part of the form 2, but in general, in the form 2, the inline, there is no drawings will be there. Drawings will be given into the separate drawing sheet, and the specification for the drawing sheet that we have already learned into the rule. And the filing. So in the filing, Filing can be done by the physical as well as the e-filing mode. Physical means the offline mode. You can submit all the documents to the patent office. Then patent office will be check and give you the acknowledgement receipt for that. And the e-filing mode, you have to upload all the documents on the e-filing portal. You have to pay the fees, and you will get the at a time you will get the acknowledgement receipt for that. And for the offline, for the e-filing also, some of the original documents, that is Form 1, Form 5, Form 26, which having the original signature of the inventors as well as the applicant, that also you have to file with the, you have to submit the original copies to the patent office. Then formal requirements for the patent application filing. Formal means the form related requirements. So there is a multiple forms are that we have to submit when we are applying for the patent application. And it's the Form 1, which are related to the application for the grant of the patent, which covers all the basic details of the applicant's inventor, address, communication details like contact details, emails, and that mobile numbers, then title, then how many pages are in the Form 2. That whole details are covered under the Form 1. Form 2 is the basic patent drafting. We can say that may be a provisional or the complete. Then the Form 3, that we every 6 months we have to pay, we have to file regarding the foreign filing. Then Form 26 for the authorization of the patent agent. If you are hiring any patent agent, then that client has to submit the Form 26. Then Form 5, declaration as an inventorship, that is required at the time of the complete specification or within the 1 month of that complete specification. We have to file the Form 5. Then Form 9 for the request for early publication, that is optional, that also required at the time of the complete filing. Then Form 18 or 18, a request for examination or expedite express examination, that also required at the time of the complete file. Now the main topic today's session is related to the patent drafting. So what is the patent drafting? Why we are calling it as the drafting? It's not a patent writing, right? It's a similar word for like a writing, but it's a drafting because it's a technological document which covers the some of the technological concepts or the language in the patents as well as the legal terminologies. So the drafting of the patent application is the combination of the art and the science, because invention is always generally comes from the science background or the technological backgrounds. So that contains all the technical terminologies over there. With that, we have to add some of the legal languages in that, and that is also art. The things which you are giving in the paper format, based on that only you will get the patent or reject the patent. So that is also art, how you will interpreting the things, how you are adding the things into the patent, and based on that only the patent office give you the rights for the patent or rejecting the patent. So patent is a technological document. Based on the stage of a research, patent application can be filed either provisional or the complete specification. If you are in a very ideation stage, then it's better to you will file the provisional application, that is without claims, and that secures the priority. And you have a 12 months of the time period in between, you can complete your research and file the complete specification. Then no patent application granted based on the provisional filing. So after provisional, you have to file the complete specification. Then it is mandatory to file the complete specification within the 12 months from the first filing date of the provisional. Now, these are the different parts. Patent drafting is the drafting of the Form 2. Form 2 is either a provisional or the complete, that is based on the type of the application. And this Form 2 having a different parts of the application that we have to keep in the mind. And when in the examination time, if any that question will be asked to write down the whole the patent application, then at that time you have to write down all these parts into your Form 2. So in that, title of the invention, name, address, and nationality of the applicants, then preamble of the invention, that is different for the provisional as well as the complete. And field of the invention, background of the invention, that covers the problem statement, solution for that, and the prior art search which we have already performed. The details we have to add into the background of the invention. Then object means the advantages or the benefit of the invention. In summary of the invention, brief description of the drawings which we have provided, if any drawings are there. Then the figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, and likewise. So which figure 1 is representing? If in the figure 1 we have given some of the nomenclature like A, B, C, D, like that. So what is the meaning of that A, B, C, and D? So all the details we have to given into the brief description. Then detailed description of the inventions, as I have told that each and every things which you have started from the first day to last day, in that every experimental methods are there, any results are there, discussions are there, any graph are there, any figures are there. So everything, or any table format, everything which we have to add in the form of the detailed description, but that is also in the systematic way. Then the claims, and in the last, abstract. And if the drawings are there, then drawings we have to provide into the separate sheet. But in the form 2, they will not contain the drawings as such. Then what is this title? So title should be a brief and concise, free from the fancy expressions. You cannot use the novel words or any fancy words in the title. You have to make it as simple as possible, and that is give the idea about your whole the invention. It contains not more than the 15 words. So title should be within the 15 words only. You cannot, the size of the words in the title is not more than 15. Then the following is not allowed: inventor's name, then the word patent, then abbreviation like etc. These type of things are not allowed, that you are keeping the name of the inventor as a title, that is not allowed. Then if you are writing that the patented combination, this patented composition, so you cannot write the patented word over that, because you have just applied for the patent. The patent has not been granted. If that is also be granted, then you can write that this particular product will be patented, but you cannot use the word patent into the title. Then the abbreviations like extra and like that, you can also not use into the title. Then in the preamble, so if you are filing the provision specification, then the preamble will be the common for the all the applications or the patent application. So the preamble will be the following specification describe the invention. And in the complete specification, that preamble will be a little bit modified. The following specification particularly describe the invention and the manner in which it is to be performed. So this preamble will be in the form 2. If you have seen, I will also show you the form 2, how it is look like. And whenever the question will be asked in the patent examination in the paper 2, that you have to write down, you have to draft the whole the patent application. So in that also you have to make first the structure of the form 2. After that, each and every parts of the patent drafting, which I have given you the summarized form, that you have to write, and in that you have to take the details from the details they have provided in the paper 2. So in that also they will check whether you the title you have prepared, that is brief or not, you are using this type of words or not, then that is in the 15 words or not, so that you have to take care. Then the preamble, generally they are asking for the complete specification, because they are asking for the claims. So generally claims are in the complete specification only. So you have to remember the preamble, you have to as such the word to word, you have to write down this preamble of the form complete specification in that. And the field of the invention. So in that you have to write down the field or the technology of the invention, the particular the things which I have provided into the paper, that is related to the which field or the which technology. So that particular field of the invention means the starting or the prefix for the to write the field of invention is this is the fix for the everyone. The present invention relates to the field of this, that the chemistry or the pharmaceuticals or the textile related field, right? So but you have to write down the field of the invention, then you have to write down the present invention relates to. So based on that, examiner also get the confidence that okay, this person is having enough knowledge to drafting of the patent application, because they will not read each and every words and the paragraph or the lines of your patent drafting which you have provided to them, but they will that okay, some form 2 will be there, then they will give some of the marks over there, then the parts of the different parts, that field of invention background that you have written, then they will give some of the marks over there. Then in the field of invention, you will write down the some of the particular this language over there. Then for the different parts, there is a different language will be there. So if you will write, then they will provide the marks over there. And the last, they will generally provide the keep the more marks weightage for the claim drafting. So in the claim drafting also, you have to take care about the main structure of the claim. They will not take care about how broad you are drafted, how narrow you are drafted, whether it will be granted or not. That is not the concern of the examiner, not of yours also. You have to just have to concern that the things which we have to learn, that we have to write them in a particular manner to secure the marks, at least for this patent examination. After that, you will do the more and more and more exercise related to patent drafting, and you will get a more confidence how we will draft the claims to grant the patent. Then the background of the invention. The background of the invention, write down the details about the most relevant prior arts problem which is solved by your invention. So in general, in your cases, in the patent examination, generally they are not providing you the which prior arts they have cited and which prior arts are the relevant. So in that case, you can write down about the problem statement, because the problem statement they have given. So that problem statement you can write down over there, and that problem, how your invention will be solved, that problem that you have to write down into the background. That will be a 1 or 2 paragraph is enough for that. For the field of invention, 1 paragraph is enough. And coming to the object of the invention or the objective of the invention, that covers all the advantages and the benefits of the particular invention that you have to write down in the objectives. So in that the language is the fix, that the main objective of the present invention is, then you have to write down the advantage or the benefit of that invention. Then if the more than one objectives are there, then another objective of the present invention is this. Then yet another objective of present invention is this. Then coming to, if the more than 3 are there, then you have to use the wording like the yet another objective of the present invention. Then this thing will be remains the constant for all the patent application. After that, advantages may be vary. Then coming to the summary of the invention. So in that you have to write down the brief description of your invention. In that also you can write down some of the embodiments of the patent application. Now, what is the embodiment? So claims, generally people will, in the general practice, in the practical point of view, people will first draft the claims, then they will draft the description part related things. But in your case, as you are writing into the paper, so you have to start with the field of the invention and the form 2, and then gradually you have to moving forwards to the different sections. This sequence with this sequence only. So the claims which we have drafted, that can be little modified in the different language by removing the structure of the claims, and that becomes embodiments, means the main part of your invention. So that embodiments will be added into the description part. Now that embodiments, in that also 1 or 2, the main or the most important embodiments, you can add into the summary as a part of the aspect. The main aspect of this invention, you can write down this aspect of the embodiment over there. Then another aspect of this, that you can add into the summary time. And in the embodiment, that is also the same language will be there, the main embodiment of the present invention, the another embodiment of the present invention, and after that you have to write down the each and every claims in the normal language into the embodiment format. And this, why we are adding all the claims into in the form of the embodiments, to fulfill the requirement of the sufficiency of disclosure. Generally, sometimes what happen, first you are write down the patent specification, and then you are drafting the claims. So the things which are come out from the claims and the description part, or the form 2 other sections of the detailed description, that will be not in line by the way of the language. So if you are adding all the claims in the form of the embodiment into the description, then the sufficiency of disclosure will be fulfilled over there. So that's why we are adding all the things into the description part. And the brief description of the drawings, if any drawings are there in the examination point of view also, if some drawings will be provided by the patent in the paper, then also you have to add this section over there. Then write down the brief about the nomenclature and parts mentioned in the drawings. First, you have to write down that the figure, if they have provided 2 figures to you, then figure 1 discloses this, or the describing this, figure 2 is describing this. Then in the figure 1, if any ABCD will be there, then or 101, 102, or 1234, any type of the nomenclature will be given. Numerals will be given. Then you have to get the 1 will be representing these, 2 representing these, likewise. Then detailed description of the drawings. So write down the research work starting from the sketch to the end, all the experimental data, methodologies, all the trials, all the methodology with results. And in that also, if some negative results will be there, then that also you have to mention. Positive results and the methodology you also have to mention, and in that also you have to give the best method for the performance of that particular invention. If you have taken a trial for the 2 or 3 methods, 2 or 3 device in the device patent or the product machinery patent, or in the pharmaceutical, if there is a multiple compositions are there which you have tried during your experimental period, but in that also the 1 or 2 which having a very good results or the best results, so that also you have to mention into your detailed description. So this is regarding the things which when you are drafting the fresh application. Now in your case what happened, they will already provide you the basic details about that. So from that you have to use they have given you the 2 or 3 pages of the details about the invention. From that you have to take the sum of the parts for the background. If any problem statement you will show some of the part in the abstract, some in the summary. Sometimes the things will be repeated also because they have provided you the less details, but you have to give the all the parts into the patent application. So you at that time in that perspective you have to use the details that which they have provided. If they have not provided best method, if they have not provided any of the details which I have learned you in the session, so skip it. The things they have provided, you will utilize those things in the different sections or the segments of the form 2. Then the claims. So it's the heart of the patent application. As I have told, claim drafting is the most crucial part that decide the boundaries of the patent application. So the infringement related cases are only decided based on these claims only. If you write down the methanol and if someone is using the ethanol, then that ethanol, the person who is using ethanol is come outside from this claims. But if you are using the alcohols, it covers the methanol as well as ethanol, the propanol, any other alcohols that will be covered over there. So if any person using any of the alcohol, that will be fall into the claims. So the claim drafting is very much crucial that decide the boundaries. And in the last signature with the date at the end of the claims, you have to write down the date and the signature. But in your case, in the examination time, please don't no need to write the name or the signature over there because it creates the identity over there. So you can write down the XYZ and do the any of the signature over there. But to fulfill the requirement of this form 2, that you have to do the signature over there and add the date over there. And in the abstract part, the claims and the abstract, that both are started from the phase page only. So in the examination time also, if you have prepared the form 1 form 2 on the 1 page, then start the field of invention from the next page, then continue till the detailed description. Then you come if your page will be remaining over there, then also you have to start the claims from the phrase page, and in bracket also you can write down that the claims should be right on the phrase page only. So if the detailed description will be completed on the last line of your previous page, so it will create that you are continuously writing the claims. So in that case, you have to write down that from the first page you have to start the claims. For the abstract also, once the claims will be completed, from the first page abstract will be started. In the abstract, use as per the latest amendment and the latest requirement, you have to provide the abstract with the title. So from the phrase page, you have to write down the abstract. In the abstract, you have to write down first title of the invention that which you have added into the form 2 also. After that, you have to write down the abstract. Now in the abstract, that is also a brief in nature, which gives the basic details about your invention, and it contains not more than 150 words. So the 150 words limit is there for the abstract. For the title, it's a 15 words. Then the drawings. So drawings should not contain any text except the flowcharts. If any flowcharts are there, in your case, you no need to prepare the drawing sheet over there because they may not be asked for that. And if they are asking, then also you have to take keep the format over there, that how the drawing sheet will be there, that how much margin will be there, then what you should write into the left hand corner, top corner, bottom corner, right and top corner and bottom corner. So that you have to just make into the form 2. That is also enough because that is not possible to draw the whole the drawings into that, right? So text is not allowed. If any flowchart will be given to you, then in that text will be allowed, but other than that text will be not allowed. Now if any text will be there, then you can represent the text by the way of the nomenclature ABC 123 101 102 likewise. And the drawings should be on the A4 size paper. And in that, the left hand top corner, this is the A4 size paper, right? In that, the left hand top corner, we have to write down the name of the applicant or the applicants. Then right hand top corner, we have to write total seat number is 10. Then seat number 1 of 2 of 10, 3 of 10 likewise. Then in the right hand bottom corner, we have to write down the signature of the applicant and the agent. So in that also, you don't need to write your name or the signature over there, just write down the XYZ like that. In the form 2 also, they add in the name of the applicant, address and nationality. In the applicant, you can write down the ABC or XYZ over there. In that also, you anywhere no need to write your name as identity into the patent exam. And now this is related to the claim drafting. So mainly two types of the claims are there: independent claims, dependent claims. Now, what is the independent claim? So that is the first claim, and which reflect the picture of the invention, that is independent claim. So the each and every unique features of your invention that you have to cover into the independent claim. And the dependent claim means the word saying that it depends on the independent claim. So after the independent claims, any subsequent claims are there, that is generally a dependent claims. Then claim drafting should be start from the phrase after the full description. Each claim should be clear and the single sentence. Only the single full stop will be allowed with the single claim. So if any claim will be there, if there are multiple features are there, multiple sentences are there, that you have to make separate those sentences by the way of the comma or the semicolon. But the only single sentence is allowed, only single full stop is allowed into the claim drafting. And give the proper numbering to all the claims and keep it in order: first claim, second claim, third claim likewise. Then it should be start from the preamble, that I or we claim. So that is based on the number of the applicants. If only one applicant will be there, then I claim. If the more than one applicants, then we claim. So always start with the phrase page. After in the phrase page, you will first write down the I or we claim, and after that you have to draft the claims. Then if there is a more than 10 claims, then additional fees you have to pay. This is just for your knowledge. In your examination point of as per my knowledge, they are just for the one exercise they are asking to write the title, draft the 5 claims. In that also at least one independent claims and the abstract. And in the full patent also they are asking for the 4 or 5 claims only. So they no need to write the more than that more claims over there, because the paper 2 will also take a time consuming over there. But if you are drafting the 5 claims, then also the structure of the claim will be sufficient and clear over there to secure the marks. And basically claim consists of the 3 parts. Now this is all regarding the structure of the claims. Basically claim consists of the 3 parts. One is the preamble or the introductory phase, second is the transitional phase or the linking phase, or third is the body. So when you are drafting the claims, these 3 parts you have to cover. First is the preamble or the introductory part, that is start with the A and N, and with the title. So the title which you have prepared or the summarized thing will be there, that the pharmaceutical composition of that particular X compound. That is so. If the independent claim will be there, then you have to use A or N, that is based on the first letter of your first word. And when you are drafting the dependent claim, then you are using the as a preamble. And after that, you can write down the title or the brief line for that particular invention. Then second is the transitional phase or the linking part, that may be consisting essentially of, or very. So the comprising of, that is a broad term. If you are using the comprising word, that means if in your invention A, B, C, 3 are components are there, and if we are using the transitional phase is a comprising of, then that representing is that the A, B, and C. Other than that, may be a D or E, because the comprising of is the open-ended term or the broad term. Then second is the consisting of, that is the narrow-ended or the close-ended term, we can say. So if you are writing the consisting of A, B, and C, so it only consisting A, B, and C, not more than that, not D or E. Then consisting essentially of, that is the in between the comprising and the consisting essentially of, or consisting of. Then the variant. So variant that can be used in the dependent claims, and all these comprising, consisting, and essential of are used in the independent claims. Then the body. Body means it covers the all the main essential features which you need to protect by the way of the claims. Now all the claims would be supported by the description, and for that what we are doing, we are adding all the claims, changing the language and adding in the form of the embodiments. So this is all about the claim drafting. Now what is the basic structure of the claim? So this is just the example for that. So this A and A, and because we are using the apparatus, so this is the independent claims. So first we have to write the I or V claim. Then number one, this is the first claim. Then this is the independent claim. So that's why we are using A or N based on this apparatus. That is what this is the preamble. Now this is the transitional phase. So here they are using the comprising. Then they are putting this colon over there. After that, each and every parts or the essential feature which you want to protect, that you have to write down over here. That is known as the body part. So this is the independent claim. So if you are seeing that these are the different sentences are there, or different features are there, that can be separated by the way of the semicolon. And in the second last part, they are adding the and over there, and in the last they are adding the full stop. So on the whole the claim, they are adding just one full stop, which represents the whole one single sentence will be there. In the transitional phase, you have to keep the colon will be there, and in the each and every part that is separated by the way of the semicolon or the comma. Then this is the second claim, is the dependent claims. In the dependent claims, the preamble will be the T. This remains the same as the independent claims, and in that we have to write in the apparatus of a claim one. This is the US pattern, so that's why they are using the of claim one. But as per the Indian terminology, we have to write down the apparatus as claimed in claim one, right? After that, you have to put the comma over there. Then you have to use the transitional phase wherein the things which you have given over here, that can be further defined. So the sort converter will be here only, and then if the sort converter things will be here, then that can be used to define further or more. So this is a dependent claim, and in the here also the only single full stop will be allowed. Other than that, things will be divided by the way or separated by the way of the comma. Until these things are clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is just the basic examples how we can draft the claim. So this is related to the device. So A is the preamble. Device is the also the part of the preamble. Then comprising is the transitional phase, and after that we have to put the this colon. Then that comprising of the A, B, and C, right? Now they are compared A, then putting the semicolon B, putting semicolon C, putting and the B and C, these three are the only the parts of the device. So the C is the second last. So after that they have put the and they're separated by the semicolon, and in the last they have put the comma. They have put the full stop. So a device comprising of, put the colon over there, up the A, then B interrelated to A and C interrelated to B. So this is the one claim. Now the second, how we can draft the claim in the second way. So a device comprising, putting the colon over there, a B, a C means interrelating A with the B and the B with the C. So here what they are, in the first claim what they are, A is a separate, B will be connected with the A, and the C will be connected to the B. So in general, A will be separate and B will be connected by the A, C, and C will be not separate, it is connected with the B. That is the whole meaning of the first claim. Second claim, if we are drafting the claim in, like number 2. So what is the interpretation of that claim? So the device comprising of the A, B, and C, three are the separate. In that also the A connected with the B and B connected with the C. So if someone is come up with the A, B, and C separately, then they are also falling in this claim. And if there some other will be come up with the device which comprising of the A connected with the B, so it make a triangle. We can say that A connected with the B, B connected with the C. Not triangle, but we can say there is a L shape. So A connected with the B, B connected with the C. So if someone is connecting those things, then also it will fall into this claim. And if someone is separately using those things, then also it converted into these things. And if they are using the both, then also they are fall into these claims. So based on this requirement, we have to do the drafting, and when we are actually practically performing the drafting to broaden the scope, because the claim 2 having a broad scope as compared to the claim 1. Then the claim 3, a device comprising then colon on A, B means B, interrelated to the B and the C, and the means of the interrelating B with the C. So here the little bit meaning will be changed, that C will be separately given, A and B also separately. A will be connected with the B and the B will be connected to the C. So claim covers either claim may be a product, process, or apparatus based on the type of the invention. Then in new kind of the roll-on bottle, so A is the roll-on bottle itself is the product. We can, if we are taking the some of the inventions which are related to the roll-on bottle, so that roll-on bottle itself it's as a product. Then method of making of that roll bottle, that is, if you are giving that method related claim, then it becomes a process claim. Then the apparatus which are used to make that roll-on bottle, that becomes an apparatus or the device related claims. This is all about the patent drafting and the claim drafting. We will see one more presentation. In that, just a minute. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes.
Okay. So now patent specification drafting or the claim drafting, we can say. So in this presentation, what we are covering, the patent drafting of this is specifically related to the pharmaceutical invention. For the engineering related patent drafting will be covered by the MXC, and types of the claims for the pharmaceutical inventions, then claim drafting for the pharmaceutical inventions. And some of the exceptions are given by the Patent Act, specifically related to the pharmaceutical inventions. So now what are the parts? As this is just a revision for you all. The title, name, address, and nationality of applicant, then preamble, this all the things are covered into the format of the form 2. And the field of invention, background of invention, object of invention, summary, description, detailed description, claims, abstract, and drawings, if any. Now, patent drafting for the pharmaceutical inventions, what can be added into the patent specification, especially for pharmaceutical inventions. So in that, first is the detailed description. When you are drafting the patent application for the pharmaceutical, because in your paper 2, they will provide you the 2 or 3 drafting exercise in which you have to pick. Means they are given this a few options over there. One is related to the pharmaceutical or the chemical related drafting. One is related to the engineering related drafting. So it will be easy for they can select based on their expertise in the particular field. So if you are selecting the pharmaceutical related invention for the drafting, then what you can write, because they have given you the details, but from that also the details, and you have to put the details into the particular sections or the segments of the patent form 2. So in that, if the pharmaceutical related invention or any chemical related invention will be there, so in that, in the detailed description, you can write down the list of the excipients with the definitions, like if super disintegrant which we used. So in the super disintegrant, what is the actual definition as per the technological perspective, pharmaceutical perspective, what is the meaning of the super descending current, and what are the in general examples are there for that. So the list of the excipients means the other ingredients which are used other than the drug, that is known as the excipients, with the definition and the example used in the pharmaceutical compositions, and examples compositions with some the examples in the tablet format, table format, which covers the composition, different ingredients are there with the particular concentration range, then process for preparation for that, any experimental or testing parameters and methodology. Then in the proportions type, you no need to write the exact amount over that the 2% will be used this ingredient, but you will give the broad workable range. You cannot as such give that 2 to 5% will be, but if you have taken the trial from the 2 to 4%, then you will get the give the range that 2 to 4% range of the particular amount will be used. Then in the 2 to 4%, 2.5% will be give the best results. So by that way, you can write down the descriptions, then any graph, flow chart, and we will be there so that all things will be incorporated into the drawing format. Now, there are different types of the pharmaceutical inventions are there. One is for the substance person. So it can be defined in the term of the nomenclature, general formula, structural formula, constitutes property, constructional and structural features, use, etc. So substance per se means that is related to the particular product, pharmaceutically API molecule, we can say that, active pharmaceutical ingredient or the actual drug. Right? So if for that drug, generally how the drug will be come out from the research. So first, there is a broad moiety will be there. Let's, for example, everyone knows about this benzene molecule, right? So the benzene is the basic structure. If you are substituting any of the group to the benzene, and it gives the different molecules. So for that, the benzene with some particular, if you are writing the R may be any of the group, CS3, OH, NH, any of that. So that basic structure, that is the Marcus structure, means the basic moiety. After that, once the research will be ongoing, that may be the trials will be taken that if you are adding the CS, then it will get this type of the compound. If you are adding the OH or the NH, then you will get this type of the compound. So first is the Marcus or the general structure. Then the specific structure will be there. Then the specific IUPAC name will be there for that. By replacing some of the groups, it will give the different properties. If some of the molecule will be not a water soluble, but if you are just replacing the things with the OH, then that particular compound becomes a more water soluble. So by that way, so that all the things which are related to the API or the actual drug, that is known as a substance per se. In that, based on that, the details which are given into the paper, based on that you have to draft the claims. Then in the product per se, so to describe the essential product means any formulations. The drug is already known. Let's, for example, paracetamol. So paracetamol as a basic molecule, it's the Marcus. Then the actual specific structure of the paracetamol, that is the specific structure related claim. Then IUPAC name related claim, and if any particular property will be there, so that related claims will be there. Now that paracetamol will be available into the tablet, syrup, capsule, powder, or any of the things that we are, so all the things are available. But if someone is come up with a tube for that, analgesics tube for that, so if you are just applying the tube of the paracetamol, then your headache will be gone. This is just the assumption and just the proposed invention as an example. So in that, to preparing the tube or the tube of that paracetamol paste, we can say paste of that paracetamol tablet, paracetamol ingredient. So which different type of the other ingredients you have incorporated? What is the ratio and the percentage of that ingredient you have added? What is the exact effective amount? Means the 2 to 4% you are using, but in the 2.5% it is giving the more effect than any optional ingredient which are required or additional ingredient. That when you have a detail, when you are selecting the pharmaceutical invention as a patent drafting exercise, then you have to first segregate all those things, whether it is related to the actual chemistry or the drug, Then you have to segregate the structure and the details over there, and based on that you have to draft the claim. If it is related to the product per se, means any composition related, formulation related things, then you have to first segregate the things likewise, and based on that you have to draft the claims. And the process related to what is the starting material, what is the end material, what is the process steps are there, in which any particular specific parameter will be there, specific temperature, specific humidity, any catalyst will be used. So these all things you have to segregate from the details given into your paper, and based on that you have to draft the claims. So now related to the patent claim drafting. So claim is the operative part of the specification which defines the boundary of the monopoly. Claim draft start with the phrase page. After the full description, each claim should be clear in the single line. Give the proper numbering, keep it in the order, starting with the I or V claim based on the number of the applicants. If there is more than 10 claims, you have to pay the additional fees. And if you do not claim, that means you are disclaimed. If you are writing the alcohol, means it covers the alcohol. If you are writing in the claim that is methanol, then you are disclaiming the any other alcohol other than the methanol, means ethanol, propanol. So you are claiming methanol means you are not claiming the ethanol, propanol. So you are disclaiming. So if anyone wants to use the disclaim part, ethanol or the propanol, then they can use, and they are come out from your patent application. So now claim sets, as I have told that the two types of the claims are there: independent claims, dependent claims. Independent claims generally the first claim, and which covers the whole picture of the invention. That is a broad claim. It's a standalone and does not need limitation from any other claims. So generally what happened, the independent claims generally we are keeping the broad, and we are adding the each and every features of the invention in that. And after that, that features will be narrowly we will give the in detail in the dependent claims. So if the detail narrower things, if you want to add into the independent, that can be possible. But for the things which are the narrower, that cannot be broadened at the time of the amendment, and you cannot amend the independent claim by broadening is it once it will file, right? So try to make it a broader at a very initial stage. Then a patent application, maybe more than one independent claims are also there in the 10 total 10 claims. So there is no fixed limit for the number of the independent claims and the dependent claims. That may be 10. And after that also, if you are adding the more claims, then you have to pay just additional fees. But there is no as such limitation for the claim number. And in the dependent claim, there are generally subsequent claims depending on the independent claim must not extend the scope of the protection the invention defined in the independent claims. So generally what happened in the independent claim, we have generalized or the broadest claim will be there. In that we have to add the each and every features. Now based on that, dependent claims will be drafted. So dependent claims should be within the scope of the independent claim. They not be beyond the scope of the independent claims. And fallback during the examination means we are adding the narrower things into the independent claim at the time of the examination, and we are deleting the dependent claims. Is the fallback during the examination. Then the structure of the claims, as I have told that basically this contains the three parts: preamble, transitional phase, and the body. Preamble or the introductory part start with ANN or the theme. Identify the category of the invention, that apparatus, device, articles, composition, method, or process. That first we have to identify that category, then keep it constant with the title. So any category apparatus, then they add the title or maybe object of the invention. Based on that, that preamble will be decided. So if we are using the object, so that making a T, so a method. So first we are adding the A or N, we added A. Then we have selected the category of the invention, it's related to the method. Then we are adding the method. Then the objective of the invention is the making a tea. So a method for making a tea, then comprising of colon, then add all other details. So this is just for the preamble. So we have just write down the method for making tea. Then another objective, treating the malaria. So now the composition which are used to treat the malaria. So A and A. Then in this we are selecting the composition. Then for the objective, that a composition for treating the malaria, that is preamble for that particular invention. Then second is the transition phase or the linking part, that may be consisting essentially of, or the varying. So in the open-ended phase, phrase I have told that is comprising of, that maybe including, containing, characterizing, that may be also used as a comprising, but generally we are using the comprising of. Then do not exclude any additional unrecited elements. Expand the scope of the claims by allowing the other elements or the limiters. So generally people are preferring, as a practical point of view and the exam point of view also, they are preferring the comprising word because it's broaden the scope. So let's, for example, a composition comprising the A, B, and C, it means it may contain other than A, B, C, like D and E, as I have told. Then in the close phrase, that is consisting of limiting the scope of the particular claim, nothing more than that specified recited elements. Claim covers only the element named, nothing more. Like a composition consisting of A, B, C, it means it contains only A, B, and C, not more than that. Then in the third is the hybrid phrase, that is consisting essentially of the effect of this transition phase may be leave the claim open to include the additional element, but only those additional elements do not materially affect the basic or the novel characteristic of the claim combinations. So what, it's keep the claim as open. So if you are writing the composition consisting essentially of A, B, and C, so other than that, D or E may be there, but that effect of the D and E are not materially affect those novel features. So for that, consisting essentially of will be used. But generally, people are using the comprising of only if the in the examination time means the patent isn't a patent examination. If when the first examination report will be generated, at the time, if any very close, this prior art will be there or the relevant prior art will be there. To overcome that prior art, people are using this close phrase or the hybrid phrase to narrow down the scope and to grant the patent. But generally, people are using the comprising of. Then third one is the body part. Then mention the essential features which needs to protect. Which type of the essential features you need to protect, that you have to, every features you have to write it into the body part. Must research the element and limitation of the claim. Explain how the different elements exist in relation to with the one another. If any device will be there, then you have to write down the A, B, C will be there. A is connected with the B, C is connected with the B likewise. Then the claim punctuation will be there. So a comma separates the preamble and the transitional phase, which we are using in the dependent claims, that is claimed in claim 1. Then we are keeping the comma, then vary, that is preamble and transitional phase will be separated. Then the colon separate the transitional phase from the body. So composition comprising colon, then the whole the body will be there. So colon always separate the transitional phase with the body. Then the small paragraph that defines and they describe the logical elements separated by the semicolons. Each and every features which you want to add into the body part, that can be separated by the way of the colon, semicolon, and at the end you have to put the full stop. So all the claims would be fully supported by the description. This can be achieved by adding the embodiments into the description part. Now, which are the different types of the claims? Those types are the independent claims and the dependent, but now based on the description, the details which are provided to you in your paper, patent as an exam paper. So based on that, you have to pick which type of the claims you have to write. So if that is related to the any drug, molecule, or the active pharmaceutical ingredient related patent, then you can write down the Marcus claim, means the whole common structure related claim, then specific structure or the molecule or the IUPAC name related. In the IUPAC name also generic name will be there and specific name will be. So based on that, you will make claims over there. Then in the composition or the formulation claim, so in that you have to first list down all the each and every excipients and the drug with their concentration, and based on that you have to make the claim over there. Then the process claims, step by process with the specific element or situation like enzyme, temperature, humidity, that you have to list down, and based on that you have to write down the process claim. And device claim in case of the pharmaceutical devices, so like drafting of the engineering related invention, list of the components will be there with the nomenclature in the parenthesis. So when you are writing the engineering related claims or the device related claim, that the nomenclature which you have given into the figure, that also you have to mention in the claim, that the particular pen, let's for example, comprising of the rubber, then the element which covers rubber with the pencil, we are taking the example. So the pencil, then the component which are combining the rubber and the pencil and the rubber. So three components are there. Now for in the drawings which we are drawing, draw the pencil with the rubber. In that, for the pencil we are given the nomenclature P. For the connecting part we are given the nomenclature C, and for the rubber we are given the nomenclature R. So when we are drafting the claim, so the writing instrument comprising then rubber in the pen, pencil in bracket P, semicolon, connecting part in bracket C, semicolon, and rubber in bracket C, full stop. So by that way, when the patent examiner will be check your patent application at the time in the actual application or in your the patent is an exam, then it will know that okay, when he is referring the drawings, then in the drawings and the claims they can be easily referable, and we can make it in a inline. And product by process claims, if some of the product will be that can be prepared by some process, so that in that case you have to write down the product by process claim. The pharmacokinetic profile will be there, related claims will be there, particle size related claims, chemical constitution, crystalline form of salt will be there. If any new salt of the paracetamol will come which give the high solubility and the effect in the any other type of the disease, so in that case you can write down the claims like that. Now, what type of the API claims? So API or the molecular claim, in that if you want to write the Marcus claim, generally this may not be asked, because in that also you have to draw the structure and all. So this is the someone quinazole derivative which having the structure like this, which covers the different R1 is different, what can be R1, what can be R2, what can be 1, 2, 3, like that, right? So everything that first we have to given the basic structure, then that basic structure can be divided into the different things. What R may be this, R1 may be this, R2 may be this, like that. Then in the generic structures, you are just writing the general structure. In the general structure also, this is related to the Dapaki flogen moiety. So in that they have given general structure. So if you are replacing the R1 and the R2 with some other structure, then it becomes any other glyphlogens. But this is the whole structure related to the category glyphlogens. So this is general structure. In that also, if you are adding the R1 is this, R2 is this, then that is a specific structure. So this gives the specific structure of the dapagliflozin, but this gives the common structure for the CRL glucosides. Then the composition related claims, generally the engineering related, device or the apparatus related claims, related drafting, and the composition of the formulation and drafting they will ask. So you have to more focus on that. So if any composition or formulation related claims are there, saying that how you can write. So in that an aqueous formulation, so this is the preamble comprising and colon, then a compound A which having the different polymers, and with that they are some considering of some different excipients also. Then in the second claim for this, that the formulation as claimed in the claim 1, then put the comma wherein the surfactant which we have given over here that may be selected from this. Then further as claimed in claim 1, wherein the surfactant we have given that may be this different examples we have given, in that this surfactant will be used, that is given into the different this type of the ranges that can be selected. And after that also you can further narrow down the things that from these ranges this to this percentage can be used for the actual formulation. Then the process related claim, a process for the obtaining the crystalline form comprising the steps of the providing a compound like dapagliflozin with the suitable solvent or mixture, then adding a polyol into the step 1, then concentrating the composition as per the step 2, then crystallizing, then equilibrium. So this is different type of the steps of the process, and that we have to write down in the each step, and we have to make the semicolon over there, and the last we are adding the and. This is the second last step. So in the second last step we are adding and this is the last step. Then now what are the exceptions are there based on that the pharmaceutical invention related to pharmaceutical inventions. So in the one is the section 3D, as you all know that, so that is related to the any new form for the not having the enhancement in the efficacy. So that can be fall into the section 3D. Then any new property the new machine will be there of that particular substance. So that also not, if anything which are new in the form of the form, property, use of the known things, but they are not giving the enhancement in the efficacy and the effectiveness, then they are fall under the section 3D. And one more is the section 3E, substance obtained by the mere admixture resulting in the only aggregation. Means you are combining the 1 and 2. It gives the 1 plus 1 is give the 2. So there is no synergistic effect or the additive effect over there. So only just 1 plus 1 is giving the 2. If they are giving the more than 2, then that are out from this section 3E. But in the section 3E, generally 1 plus 1 is 2, they are not allowed. Now, which type of the claims are not allowed as per the Indian law? So one is the omnibus claim. Omnibus claim, they are generally very many years back, people will writing these claims, and in some other countries they are still writing, but in India they are not allowing to refer to the description or the drawings without providing any specific limitation. It is simple to write. So generally omnibus claim means what? They are not giving any specific details or the narrowing the claims over there. They are just referring the description and their drawings, and they are write down to one or two lines over there to write down the claims, like apparatus for harvesting a corn as described in the description. So what they are describing, what are the features, what are the narrower things, they are nothing they have mentioned over here. So this type of the claims are not allowed as per Indian patent law. Second is a choose machine as shown in the figure 4. Now what are the parts are there, how the parts are connected in that, how from which material the parts are prepared, nothing is given into the claims. So these type of claims are not allowed as per the Indian patent law. Then one more thing are the method of use. MOU related claims are not allowed in the India. Only main API drug related, means product claims, process claim, and device claims are only allowed. So what I see, method of use claims, a method for producing the anti-cancer effect in the warm-blooded animal having the receptor diseases comprising this and the given. But the method, if the paracetamol will be, if you want to protect the paracetamol, they are just the example, then the main particular molecule you can protect by the way of the Marcus or the general structure or the specific structure. Then the different formulation of paracetamol you can protect, either tablet, capsule, form, syrup, any paste, anything like that. That you can powder, you can protect. Then how, if you are preparing the paste or the emulsion of the syrup or the syrup of your paracetamol, and how you are prepared. If the process will be unique, then also that can be protected by the way of the process claim. And for that, if particular device will be used, or if you are pouring that paste or in the tube having a different unique features, then that tube is act as a device and that can be protected. But that paracetamol is used for the fever, used for the headache, or used with any other new use, that cannot be protected by the way of the Indian patent law. So this is all about the patent and the whole the patent drafting. Now, show you the form 2, how it look like, and that you also have to write down in your patent exam. This form 2 is visible. Is it visible?
Yes, please. Yes, it is.
Okay. So this is the thing which I have drafted. So in that, first you have to prepare form 2 as such, right? So Likewise, on the first page of your patent, your answer sheet, you have to prepare this Form 2, which covers this Form 2, the Patent Act 1970, this 39 of 1917, Patent Rules 2003. Then here, generally, the complete specification will be there because they are asking for the claim drafting. So, complete specification, then see the Section 13 and Section 10 and Rule 13. The whole things you have to write down. Then the title of invention you have to make. Then the applicant here just you have to write down the ABC Indian and the address you can just make dash, that was okay. Then the preamble for the description, as this is the complete specification, the following specification particularly describe the invention and the manner in which it is to be performed, right? This is the first page. Now from the next page you have to write down the different parts of the patent application, like field of the invention, the present invention relates to, then you write down this, then the background of the inventions. Here they have not mentioned any prior art. You can, if you have, you can mention the prior arts, otherwise the problem statement and the solution that you have to write, that they have write down the problem, how this invention will be solved is, then the object or the objective of the present invention, then the main objective, another, yet another, then the multiple objectives are there, then the yet it, then summary of the invention. In basic, they have given into the summary. Here, as I have told that the aspect, we can add the embodiment into this way, the main aspect of this. And the detailed description, so in that they have given each and every details, which type of the components they have used, excipients, if any different terminology will be then that we have to define. And here we have to add the embodiments that we have to write down in the form of the claims, the main embodiment of the present invention, that this is, another is this, like that. Then the other details, which type of the mixtures are used, which type of the components are they used, what are the methods for that, what are the different quantitative compositions are there. Then we have to, here they have write down the line number also when you are drafting the patent application in the soft copy, right? So there in that also you have to keep the sum of the margin, line numbers and that page numbers. Then from the phrase page, they have write down that there are multiple applicants are there. So they have write down the B claim, then colon, then start with the first claim. This A is the preamble, then the title will be added. Then this is the transitional phase, then the colon will be added, then the different parts will be added that can be separated by the way of the semicolon. And in the last they were added and wherein if something this is their unique features is they are free from the organic solvent. So now they are telling the free from the organic solvent means they are disclaiming this thing. They are using the aqueous solvent, but there is no free organic solvent. So if anyone who are come up with this type of the formulation which contains the organic solvent, then that they are come out from this patent application. Then in the second claim, the same preamble we have to use, just we have to replace A with the they, and as claimed in claim 1, then put the comma, wherein then the things which we have used is the plaster of Paris. So in the plaster of Paris, the it's of the not more than 40%. Then some of the powders they have used, so they are selecting from the different powders what is the quantity of the powders, then quantity of the different ingredients they have added. So if the things you have to add the date over here and the signature and the name. Then from the phrase page, you have to write down the abstract. In the abstract, you have to write down first title over here, and the one in the 150 words, you have to write down the abstract. Clear this? We'll see one of the patents which are related to the technology field or the engineering field. This is visible, this brand related.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the same, this thing you have to remember, then add the title, then applicant details, then preamble, then field of the invention, then background of invention. Here we have mentioned some of the prior arts which are relevant, but in at the this practical point of view, when you are adding the prior arts, if you have enough details that how your invention is different from the prior art, then and then only you have to add. Because otherwise what happens, the same prior arts become a prior art at the time of the examination of the patent for the patent application. So if you are confident with how that cited prior art and your application is totally different, then you can add those things. So in this case, we have added some of the priors over there. So in that, this discloses this or is related to this. You can use the language like that. Then object of the invention, the main, another, yet another, like that. Then summary of the inventions. In that, some of the aspects have been added as embodiments. Then the now
Sorry, Preeti. I can
yes.
see the numbering which was like 5, then 20. So what it is?
This one?
Like here, I can see 30. It is the
Yeah,
brief
so that is line
description.
number. That is line number. That we have to give some of the margin space and the line number, space number, that are the requirement of the patent drafting. But in the patent agent exam perspective,
It is not.
yeah, so in that, if you are not writing, then it's okay. And if you have a time permits, then you can write down, or you can just write down this one line over that the line number, page number, and the margin and the spacing is the 1.5. Then in the first page, just after preparing the form 2, or before that, you can just write down that the form 2 or this drafting will be the font for that is the Times Roman, then the font number is the 12, then the spacing will be 1.5, line number we have to add, page number we have to add. That things you can write down in the 1 or 2 line over that. So that will be clear that you are having enough knowledge about the patent drafting. Yes, we will be tomorrow. MXC will guide you about the engineering related invention. I have also covered today in this plan, but more specifically, she will guide you. After that, we will provide you this some exercise tomorrow also, and from the next weekdays, in the weekdays also. Uh, on the alternate days, we will provide you the different type of the patent drafting exercise, and that will be also continue till the our examination time. So that you have to make a drafting and send to us as we are doing the as assignments, right? So now this is a engineering related drafting. So here the drawings are there. So in that this section will be added after the summary of the invention, that the brief description of the drafting, drawings. So in the brief description of the drawings, the figure 1 shows, we have write down here. Now in the figure 1s, we have given the different um, nomenclatures are there. So in that, what is A, what is B, like that we have given into the table format for the easy understanding of the examiner. Then the figure 2, in the figure 2 we have given the different nomenclatures. Then the figure 3 and the figure 4. Then the detail description. So in that they have given the each and every details into the detail description. And that also they have added the embodiments of the claims into the detail descriptions. Then they have taken the trials. This is basically related to the respiratory tract disease related device, more specifically used for the COVID. So in that they are measuring the temperature, O2 level, and like that. So in that they have mentioned in the one person that on the different time interval, the different things. Then in the second person, so that data they have provided over here. In case of the some pharmaceutical, there are different compositions are there that you have to mention in the form of the tables. Then any of the device, if you are performing some of the testing data, That you can also give in the form of the table format, and any results you can also give in the table format. So this is all details they have given. Now from the phrase page, they have we have drafted the claims. So in that brand device or the protective respiratory auxiliary node is open loop like this, is comprising of then the colon, then the different compositions components are there. We have kept the semicolon over there. In the last we can add over here the and, then in the some particular features will be there that remove this and provide this, that we have added over here. Then the second part that as claimed in claim 1, wherein the compressor which we have used over here, this first part, right? So in the compressor that the details given for that, and some more independent claim we have given for that. And in that some specific part will be then that it will be given in the form of the dependent claim. So now this dependent claim is dependent on claim 3. So here we have to the things which the broadly we have mentioned into the claim 1 or the particular claim, that we have to give the detailed specification of that particular part. Then we have to refer to that particular claim only. So one more independent claim we have given. This is a very starting phase. At that time, we have given the broad claims. Later on stage, we have amended many times. Only we have kept the one claim as an independent and one or two claim as a dependent in the last hearing stage. In that, we have filed more than 10 claims also, and we have paid the extra fees for that. Then from the phrase page, the title abstract will be there, and in that will be start with this title and the 150 words abstract. Now in that, how the drawings will be look like. So is it visible, the drawing sheet? Is it visible? Okay. So as I told that in the left hand top corner, we have to write down the name of the applicant or the applicants, then the total number of seat. That this is the old patent, so I have not mentioned, but you have to write down the total number of seat over here, that is 4. Then the seat number 1 out of 4, that is the right hand top corner. Then you have to write down add the figure over here, then the figure 1 shows these, and in the right hand bottom corner you have to write down the name with the signature. So this is similar for the all the drawing sheets, and that may be a 4 size. The margin space we have already discussed during these rules which we have learned about the drawing sheet, right? So that margin and all we have to write down. This is all the drawings they have given. It's all about the patent and claim drafting and the example of the pharmaceutical as well as the this engineering related drafting. Anyone have any question in this drafting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, in case of address of applicants, like there are many applicants and having different address. So which address is entered in that case?
That is based on the client's decision. We have to ask that is some if any education institute will be there or any company will be there, then we are adding just one address over there. Or if they want that they want to add each and address of each and every person, then we have to add those also with respect to the name and the address, name and the address. That we are following the form 1 patent, the things which we have added into the form 1, the same things we are adding into the form 2. But in your case, and particularly in case of the patent is an examination, you have to just write down the XYZ and you can write the address ABC like that.
Okay, ma'am, but in practical use, I was asking because in many patent applications, I saw that only one address was there, but many applicants were there with different addresses. So I was just asking that which address is mostly preferred.
Yeah, that is based on the client's requirement. We have to ask them the things they are telling, based on that we have to prepare. But sometimes what happens, applicants may be an industry or the institute, so we are keeping the address of the that institute or the industry into as the applicant address, but in the that inventor names in the form 1, we are adding the each and every addresses of the each and every person over there.
Okay.
Yes, people. The dependent claims should be start with the only, and that is the characteristic or the representation that you are writing the dependent claims. So mandatorily you have to write the over there. Any other have any question? It is fair enough to get a basic idea about the patent drafting. Share these presentations with you, so you can also go through, and these recorded sessions are also there. Any other have any question?
Specifically, we need to remember Form 2, right? Because that needs to be first made in the
Yes. That is not that much difficult. You have to just remember that Form 2 and section and rules details, then preamble. And the title you have to take from the details they have given, and in the address and applicant name you have to just write down the ABC or XYZ. Because as per my knowledge and my experience, I have draw that form 2 in my time when I have cleared this exam. So it will clear the very good impression to them, that is from the sketch to end we are giving all the details. So there is no scope to deduct the marks. And in the assignments which me and Hemaxi will provide you, in that also you are trying to do the same practice. If we are telling you that you have to write the whole the patent specification, then try to make the form 2 and from the form 2 to abstract, adding with the signature and all. So what happened, that practice will be helpful when you are actually drafting the patent in the examination.
Thank you.
Any other have any question? Sanjana, is it clear to you?
Yes, it was kind of introductory and clear so far.
By the way, I want to ask that you all are from long time I'm thinking to ask, but somehow it will be pending. So you all are interested to clear this exam, right? So what are your futuristic scope for that? Can you one by one, can anyone will tell? A minute, I'll just give the answer of the Gladysman. After that, you can start. So, ma'am, there is no as such limit for the claim drafting, but as per the practical point of view, if you are drafting the more than 10 claims, then you have to pay the additional fees, that 320 rupees per claim that you have to pay. But as such, there is a no limit for the claim drafting. And in your exam perspective, generally they are asking for the 5 claim drafting. In that, at least one independent claim will be must. Okay. Now, one by one, you can say. Why you want to appear for this examination?